Hello, welcome to the worst movie ever made, an experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind: to find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Hockman. I'm joined by my co-host and fellow mad scientist, Rob Scucci and Bob Hassick. Hey guys, how are you? And why are we doing this?
Flaccid, surprisingly. Um, how long is Showgirls? Like it was like 2 hours, right? It was
Yeah,
like
good
two
two
hours
hours.
long.
Yeah.
I don't think I even popped a chub once. It's like Bob was right when he talked about it. Like you get so worn out by the boobs and all
Mm-hmm.
the other jiggly bits that lose. It's
True.
like you ever say a word so many times. Like I had a cockatiel when I was younger, and I thought they were the same as parrots. So I would say like pretty bird over and over again and try getting it to repeat it back to me. But after like the
Yeah.
3,000th time saying it, you're like, that's not even a real word. That's
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
boobs are. The boobs are
Yeah.
a pretty bird as not repeated by my cockatiel when I was 8.
Your
Um,
cockatiel was not swelling for those boobs.
yes. um, hey Bob, how are you? Do you want to explain this after the bumper?
I will. Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Let's get a little groovy and have Bob explain the movie. So, for your consideration, here's Bob's alliteration.
Ooh.
All right. The alliteration is, and Chris, you'll love this.
I'm sure.
Too many titties to TitScope.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. It broke the TitScope. Halfway through the movie, the thing just wasn't even measuring.
Yeah.
So my
Off the
numbers are all
charts.
fudged. I don't know what we're going to do when we get to that segment. But anyway, go ahead,
Yeah.
Bob.
So the movie is Showgirls, and the story is our truly stupid and unlikable protagonist
Mm-hmm.
hitchhikes to Vegas to become a dancer, though gets immediately robbed and then nearly immediately rescued. Like
Yes.
it's like almost like at the same time. Then she strips her way into the heart of a woman who gets her a better job, but that woman is resented for it. I can't figure that out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Then our
not sure.
lead gets the lead by nearly killing the woman who got her the job in the first
Yeah.
place,
Mm-hmm.
all while her world implodes around her, while simultaneously hurting every person that ever tried to help her.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
best I could do to keep that succinct.
she is wholly unlikable, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she is the lead. Um, all right, let's throw it to YouTube, see how they feel about it.
Mm-hmm. The worst movie ever made presents. YouTube comments. Made by people who clearly have daddy issues. All right, here we go. Number 1. Just saw 35mm screening last night at BAM in Brooklyn to a sold-out crowd. It played well as a dark satire, got great laughs, and overall was entertaining for a 20-year-old flick. Can't help but look back and respect the dancers for the athleticism and daring. The sentence just ends there. The money's on the screen. Sure, the script is tacky and acting not spectacular, but that just adds to the charm. Next comment.
Oh,
Just rewatching this movie, I love it. It's a shame and a surprise that it hurt Elizabeth Berkley's career. She obviously busted her ass for this movie. Next comment. I don't understand why
oh,
everyone hates this movie. I love it. I always have since it came out. No pun intended. Yes, it's trashy and the plot and acting is a little poor, but it's a good trashy movie with a lot of great scenery and dancing.
What
I
is
am a
happening?
straight female, and this is one of my guilty pleasures. A lot of respect to the actors doing full frontals. I'm gonna throw something out here. I've learned that if you remove like the word at the beginning of the sentence, like a lot of respect to the actors, not there's a lot of respect. It's a
Yeah.
sign of like disassociation. Anywho, next
Oh.
comment. Elizabeth Berkley almost looks like a young Jenna Jameson in some of these shots. If you're on the fence about seeing this movie, just do it. It's a cult classic for a reason, and that reason is not intended for Puritan or easily offended audiences. Old school emoji with a semicolon and a parenthesis. No nose, just the wink and the smile, very smushed closely together.
I think
And
Rob, I think I saw a semicolon in this movie, actually.
yeah, way up there. Final comment.
Jesus, Chris.
A box office bomb that later on VHS/DVD grossed over $100 million. A cult classic. I mean, that's true. It had a very good like home viewing.
I wonder why.
It's because fucking after Pee Wee Herman got caught jacking it at a theater, no one wanted to have the same thing, so they waited till they could buy it and then jack off at home. I guess.
Probably.
Yeah. So there you have it. That's YouTube for you.
Okay. Well, obviously they're right on the beat as usual. Let's throw it to test number 1, the worst of its kind.
Yeah.
Salami.
The worst of its kind.
All right.
Unsurprisingly, Basic Instinct with Sharon Stone and Mike Douglas.
Okay.
A 56. Total Recall with Arnie, one of our favorites, an 82. I'm not so sure about the CGI on that one, but
How is that related to
Deserved.
Showgirls?
Deserved 82.
and I do really enjoy it. I just, the practical effects are a little rough in my opinion. And Bob agrees. Wild Things with Nev Campbell, Kevin Bacon, Matt Dillon, a 64.
Okay.
Starship Troopers. I don't know why. Denise Richards, Casper Van Dien.
Same director.
That would be why. A 72 there. And then RoboCop with Peter Weller. I do know why, but I'm not going to tell. A 92. Average of a 73.2. Showgirls. What did that come in with?
85.
No, it's got to be like like a 35?
Well, Bob is closer. It's a 23. So a negative 50.2 and worst of its kind. I think it should be the worst movie ever made, but that's not the worst score we've ever seen. So let's throw it to test number 2 and see if we can make fun of it a little bit more. And ain't that a pitch?
Excuse me, madame. May I have a little kiss, please? A little kiss, please. Come on. Come on. Whoop.
Ain't that a bitch?
All right, who's going first?
I'm either in the trenches or third.
Okay.
I'll go first. All right, cool.
Oh,
All right.
I thought Bob was saying he'd go first.
You want to go first, Bob? How about Bob,
No.
Chris, me, Chris, Bob?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
All right, here we go. Tits, pussy, grundles, and butts. Fire twirling monkeys dancing with sluts. If you saw this in the movies, it's because you were craving the boobies. Only let them come on you if they tip well. That's nuts.
Literally and figuratively, Rob. Nice one.
Yeah.
Morally bankrupt, it deserved no earnings. Bereft of messages worth learning. Just butts and boobs for super horny dudes. And the lead actress bangs like Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, that fucking the final move.
I'm not going to say much about mine, but it's going to be a team win. I have a feeling.
Okay, cool.
Okay, we were instructed to pick bad movies, as is crucial for the fulfillment of our duties.
Mm.
I have nobody to blame but I have nobody but myself to blame. My 12-year-old self would be ashamed that after this film, I'm bored with seeing boobies.
Fair.
I feel like we all performed well on this one. Jeez, I don't know. I like Rob's double entendre.
I like
Okay.
Rob's really well, yes. 4-5 for Rob.
I agree.
Cool.
4-5.
Yeah, win.
Nicely done, Rob. Test number 3, the most offensive.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
All of you got the most important thing.
To be as offensive as possible.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Number 5, casually kicking cocks and causing chaos. This is our
Okay.
this is our lead actress, just kicking dudes in the balls and just making pure bedlam everywhere she goes.
Yeah.
So this one is a clip. Rob, did I give you a long name for the second clip after the opening? Do you remember?
You just named it offensive. You never
No,
actually
okay,
named it.
no. You know what? So we're not going to do the clip yet. I just wrote the clip there, but I was wrong.
All right.
So number 4 is being a bitch to the babe that bought you burgers and everyone else.
Okay.
So on the same vein, but you saw in the opener that she's like punching this chick's car. She doesn't know who she is, but she's also just like a stripper who's also like doing some lap dancey stuff, and then gets really offended when you say that she's a stripper, even though that's like literally her profession. So she constantly storms out, and then I can understand when guys call her a whore if she's not like banging every dude in town. That's not true, but like she's just the constant. I'm not a stripper. You are a stripper, and then she storms off. Just got really irritating within like 20 minutes of the movie.
It really did, especially with all the stripping she was doing.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, like you're gonna blow your chance at the thing that you're trying to achieve because the guy wants you to put ice on your nipples.
Yeah.
Like
Pucker up, man.
you made it this far. Yeah, exactly. Number 3, crazy woman cusses wildly, causing wimpy kids wig out. I was a little offended that this woman chose to cuss out another woman's kids in the dressing room.
Especially on Take Your Daughter to Work Day.
Yes.
Yeah, that little boy is going to remember that dressing room fondly 10 years from now, I think. But the girl had a freak out because the woman next to her was like telling her to piss off, basically.
Yeah.
All right, now's time for our first clip of the day. This is number 2, pee-pee time.
Hey! Pull your dress up!
Honey, you can never handle me with all these wrinkles of fat. Why, you never even find the thing. I'd have to piss on you to give you a clue.
You need more pink? Oh, thanks, Heather. Yeah.
Have you ever done a lap dance before?
No.
You gotta talk them into it, eh? $50 a pop, you take them in the back. Touch and go. They touch, they go. You can touch them, they cannot touch you.
Oh, that's good.
Now, if they come, it's okay. If they take it out, come all over you, call a bouncer, unless he gives you a big tip. If he gives you a big tip, it's okay. You got that?
Okay.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
And you,
Okay.
where the
It's the pock marks. It's the pock marks all over his face that make him so menacing.
He does look menacing. He looks like a true mafia person,
Yeah.
I think maybe it's because my image of a mafia dude is Ray Liotta, who's not even Italian in the movie. I mean, he's definitely Italian, but he's like an Irishman in Goodfellas.
He's like a sleazy Edward James Olmos.
This is pretty good. All right, so there you have it. I don't know what that larger lady really contributed to the movie, other than more frustration for me.
Yes.
But that was also really poorly written. Like, you can't handle all these wiggles of fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sloppy.
I don't think he's ready for that jelly, so to speak. But number 1, obviously, most offensive thing that happened in this movie, we couldn't even clip because it's too goddamn offensive. This is conjuring conflict by creating non-consensual coital climax completely clear of context. Let me clear that up for you. There is a rape scene at the end of this movie that was completely unnecessary, and in my view, only added because the director, the producer, somebody realized that there wasn't enough conflict in this movie. So the only really innocent person in the entire movie, they decide to 3-way gangbang rape at the end of the movie.
Yeah, she was a fashion designer, right? She she wasn't even like her passion was like upholstery and seamstressing and stuff.
Yeah, seamstressing. Yeah, she made dresses really well, and she was the only really moral person in the movie. And I don't know if that's what they realized, so they decided like we've got to make the Sin City kind of, or like a a casino type movie where everybody's a bad guy. But like making her raped is not it just like destroyed the only moral character in the movie, and for no reason. It was just extremely offensive to me. And I was already really pissed off at this movie because I thought it was terrible and offensive already. But that scene there just really put the last cherry on the sundae for me. And I fucking hate this movie, and I'll never watch it again. And I'm glad we didn't pay for it.
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm gonna say this because I didn't put this anywhere else in the movie. That scene could have been insinuated without being filmed,
They
been
honestly
equally as effective.
They could have shown it off screen. Yes.
Yes.
Or like you could have heard
Easily.
a commotion. You could have heard a commotion on stage, right? While like the camera panned away to the door. Or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Something. Anything else but what they did.
Yeah, they really fucked it up.
Yeah, it was horrific, and
It's almost like we have an R rating. We want to make sure we get an NC-17 rating.
We want to
So
make
they
sure
fuck-
we
Yeah,
piss
honestly.
off all of our shareholders who threw money at this piece of shit.
Yes.
Honestly, it was that bad, and it was I was already pissed off, but when I saw that, I was just like, "Fuck this piece of shit movie." Anyway, let's add some brevity and head over to Rob's ad read.
No brevity. No levity.
Oh no.
Go down to Marie Callender's. Get me a big bowl. Pie, some ice cream on it. Good. Put some on your head. Your tongue would slap your brains out trying to get to it. Interested? Sure.
Rob's ad read.
Today's episode of The Worst Movie Ever Made is brought to you by Hot Dogs at 3 a.m. Welcome back. New year, new you, am I right? But it's almost February and you don't know where the time went. Last thing you remember, you were counting down from 10, wearing those silly number-shaped sunglasses and kissing a stranger under a shower of confetti. 30 days later, no job, no new leads, and no calls back from your children who you missed so much. The harsh, vomit-caked upholstery of your economy car scratches your face every time you reposition yourself to catch whatever little bit of streetlight that's needed to illuminate the pages of the beach bum murder mystery novel you stole from Walgreens to help you pass the time. At this point, you envy the corpse bleeding out on the pavement as the narrative suggests foul play on the part of a jilted lover. You reach under the driver's seat and find the hot bottle of gin from earlier in the day. You take a long, oblivious seeking swig only to find out it was your piss jug. It's 2:35 a.m. and 7-Eleven is throwing up another round of spinning hot dogs for the taking. You rub one out and walk through the automatic doors into your future. Hot dogs at 3 a.m. It only gets worse.
All right. Test number 4, the worst dialogue.
Bad dialogue may include something like,
he's in there every night. This damn gang selling that stupid cocaine.
Yeah.
All right, with number.
Countdown number. Let's do 5, Daddy. Yeah.
5?
Weird.
Like shit.
She looks better than a 10-inch dick, and you know it.
So, you like it here?
What do you think, she's gonna miss you?
Yeah, why not? We miss her.
She misses us like that lump on my twat I had taken off last week.
What an ugly, awful
So
exit.
the show. You were good.
Real good.
Thank you.
Real good. You take care, kid.
Here we go.
Must be weird not having anybody come on you.
God, this movie is so strange.
That is the best salutation, the best parting salutation I've ever heard. Must be weird not having anybody come on you. Stone straight face. Like with like a slight wink. Like not a full wink, but just like an implied wink.
if I had a nickel for every time I said that to somebody.
Yeah, right. I know. Almost every day. All right, let's just throw it right. I feel like sometimes they don't need me to like elaborate, so let's just throw it to number 4. This is flying fuck.
I have a problem with pussy. I always have, and I'm always gonna. But I meant what I said to you.
Look, I'm not interested in your problems, okay?
I did write it for you. Yeah. But I did tell her I was gonna teach her, and I did fuck her.
Who you fuck is your business, and I'm not making it mine.
Fair.
You know, it's not like I'm seeing any money for writing that number. I may as well touch a little pussy.
What?
So,
What the?
I am a musician. If something inspires me to write a song, that's on me. Serendipity led me to create something. Now, say the song's about like, I don't know, like a cashier at like the grocery store or something.
Yeah.
So
like in Grease too.
I approach them out of nowhere and go, hey, you made me write this song, so you owe me like a little sniff. It's so fucked up. That's a weird transaction.
A Drusilla sniff?
Yeah, like, yeah. It just didn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
No. It just shows you the depth of the like moral bankruptcy of this movie.
I thought of you, Chris, when I wrote the theme song for this podcast.
Oh, did you?
That's like me just like showing up to your house and like just waiting outside your front door for you to go to work and being like, hey, you know, you owe me a little something.
Well, I mean, it's really good. Depending on what I owe you, I might pay up.
Yeah,
we'll talk. We'll talk after we're off air. All right, number 3. This is Smile.
Done. Molly! Yeah? We're gonna see a smile and snatch if you don't fix this G-string. I will be right there, Annie.
She wants to smile her snatch. She probably cut that string herself.
You're terrible, Julie. Okay.
Come on, guys, keep moving. Go, what is that smell? It's that damn monkey act. If eat some garlic. Stinks in here.
Do you want me to go on stage without a G? Look, I am fixing it right now, Annie. Give me 1 damn minute. Jesus.
Who wants to see her snatch anyway?
I certainly wouldn't.
We know that, babe.
Oh, no, come on.
Oh, isn't it funny that the gay guy is gay? Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah.
There's just a line here where another dancer girl, I think the one who eventually wants to be Kimberly Berkeley's understudy, Heather's understudy, Polly's understudy, Pollyanna's understudy, whatever the lead character's name is, she says she wants to smile her snatch.
Yeah.
Okay, that's number 3. Here's number 2. This is Prick.
I actually kind of like the scene, but I digress.
Take a look at these tits. What are these, watermelons? This is a stage, babe. It's not a patch. See ya. I've seen you before.
Yes, Mr. Moss, I auditioned for you in January. You told me to get my nose fixed.
Nose looks good.
Thank you, Mr. Moss.
Nice smile, too.
Thank you, Mr. Moss.
You know what, though? Your ears are sticking out. They are. Come back and see me when you get them fixed. See ya. Can you spell MGM backwards? I bet you can't.
MGM.
I'm impressed. Come back when you fuck some of this baby fat off. See ya. I hope you got some nice wigs, tennis ball.
I do.
What kind of classes have you had?
Ice skating classes, Mr. Moss. Ballet classes, technique classes, stretch classes, jazz technique classes.
This show is called Goddess. It ain't called classes. See ya. What kind of classes have you had?
I haven't had classes.
Then what are you doing here?
I'm watching you be a prick.
Oh. Well, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Tennis ball?
Yeah. I feel like that scene, like, it's bad.
I get
like,
it. It could have been better
the tone.
executed. Yeah,
it sets
I get
the tone. Like, it's like the movie Whiplash, but with tits instead of drumming.
You do know. Well, I haven't seen that, but I've heard it's great.
Yeah.
I will give you that you like are supposed to get from that scene that he's a total douche, and you do get that. It's just really poorly done because he's like, "Oh, you got watermelon tits. Go back to the patch. Oh, your ears are fucked up, even though you fixed your nose. Get out of here! Like you look like a tennis ball."
He could have told her nose and her ears were fucked up from his perspective.
That would have been nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So she didn't waste like $20,000 on plastic surgery and then come back for him to insult her again.
I kind of wish they did a flashback where you saw what she looked like originally, and she looked like Gollum or something.
Toucan Sam.
You guys have seen Spaceballs, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
I know Bob. So the princess, I keep now I have Drusilla stuck in my head, but she's a Jewish princess.
Vespa.
Yeah, which is pretty offensive. So in the beginning, she has a really big nose, but she has,
Yeah.
and then they show her with the big nose, like I think in a flashback, right? Anyway,
Yeah.
that's tangential. And then the last thing I'll say on this clip, just because I feel like I need to defend myself for putting it second after 5, 4, and 3. But he's asked the girls what kind of classes she has, and the girl just before our lead says, like 10 different classes, right? And then you get to Heather, and he's like, "What kind of classes have you had?" He hasn't asked anyone else that.
Yeah.
And then she says no classes because you're supposed to get that she has natural ability. You're supposed to get that she just understands the way Vegas works. So she calls him a prick. Like it's very vague. And just as a whole, I feel like they set him up as a prick poorly, even though it was effective. I did think he was a prick.
I saw her response. I'm watching you be a prick. Just be like, it sets an adversarial tone, but it's also like, I know what you're gonna be throwing down, and I'll be picking it up, motherfucker. It's like I'm here for the challenge. I can handle your ball. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah,
it's not good. But like it does set the tone within that context. So.
Yeah, but it's not good.
It's terrible. I kind of liked it because it was probably one of the more well delivered scenes in this entire pile of shit.
You're right. There were like 2, and that was one of them.
Yeah.
All right, but it wasn't the worst of all the dialogue.
Okay.
That falls to number
1, Daddy.
You know what? Fuck it.
Okay. Here comes the worst insult I think I've ever heard on this podcast. This is conclusion.
Yeah. Well, the drop is up 33% on those 58 machines. It's going to make your bottom line about 250. Right?
Whoa.
Okay. I got an MBA for this. That's what this business has come to. Cost analyzing every slot machine.
What's an MBA?
An MBA is a degree.
Zack, you in here?
Yeah. Excuse me.
Hey. What's going on?
If I ever hear anything like this again, you're out of here.
Zack, nothing happened.
Yeah, something happened.
She's jumping to conclusions, Zack.
And if it happens again to anybody, you're gonna jump to your conclusion. Without your golden parachute.
God, Wayne, that's bad.
Nomi, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, fine. Okay.
Get out of here.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
Okay, so the thing, if you don't realize, but you do, that I hated about that clip was you're gonna jump to your own conclusion, pal. So that's a way of saying I'm going to kill you, right?
I just remind me
like
of
the
Office
conclusion
Space.
of your life. That's what I do.
To conclusions, Matt.
The jumping
it's
conclusion.
a Matt on the floor
yes.
with a bunch of conclusions.
Yes.
That's the worst
Damn,
idea
Rob.
I've ever fucking heard.
You read my mind, dude. That's exactly where I was going.
Yep, same thing.
That's
sorry.
Oh, what an insult! You're gonna jump to your own conclusion, bud.
Bucko. He should have said Bucko.
He should have.
Yeah, that was a line that would have ended better with Bucko.
I like Chuck there too. But that's all we got for dialogue. Let's throw it over to Bob on test number 5, the worst production.
Oh my God!
When a studio puts out a production this bad, they're dead meat.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
All right, so the worst production has to do with a relationship between the screenwriter and the director. So the director's name is Verhoeven.
Yes.
He also directed
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers, and I forget what else. Oh, RoboCop, I think. So
why RoboCop? Okay.
The screenwriter was Esterhaus, I think was the guy's last name.
Yeah.
And he came up with the idea with show. So my tagline. Sorry, my tagline is overpaid screenplay writer.
Okay.
So Esterhaus is the screenplay writer. He is the screenwriter. He came up with the idea for Showgirls while he was on vacation in Maui, and at his home in Maui, and during some lunch at Beverly Hills, Verhoeven told Esterhaus that he always loved big musicals and wanted to make one. And Esterhaus said, "Hey, how about Las Vegas?" And based on some kind of like idea, he scribbled on a napkin, and he said, "Okay, I'm gonna make a script for your big MGM musical." He was advanced $2 million right before he even wrote it to write the script to this big MGM musical, and wrote Showgirls. And when it was picked up by the studios, picked up an extra $1.7 million when it was made into a film.
All right.
And I feel like that $3.7 million was way too much money for what came of this screenplay.
Yeah.
I think they could have done like a very cheap production for most of the movie and just had her like making her way from like the outskirts of Vegas into the main show, and then blown like $1 million on the budget for like the last act where she is the lead after she sells her soul. You know, that kind of deal.
There's a loss. I think any of us could have done a better job with 1/10 of that money.
I have an answer for where they may have spent that money. This is me guessing without research.
Catering.
But no, but I think I know
Cocaine?
why this. Yes, but also no, something else. I'll bring it up in the catch-all.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I just was like, you were about to say, and I was like, what are Rob's? And then I realized that catering and cocaine were the two that you say they blow their money on the most.
Most of the time, but this time.
Now
this time,
that we've done 140 episodes.
Catering and cocaine, yes, but there's a third C that has not yet been addressed on the entire run of our show.
Well, we'll leave.
And it's not cock.
I'm not gonna.
Okay.
No, they didn't show a single one. I wonder what kind of audience they were hoping for. But since I like dongs, I didn't like this movie because there weren't any. All right, let's throw it to test number 6, the worst acting.
I like dongs.
Do you even know how to act?
How can you act like that?
Shut up!
It's the worst acting.
At this point, I got to go back to Tank Girl and find out why what the context was when I said that, because I don't remember now why I said that. But.
You were talking about like her boyfriend, and you were like speaking through him to make a joke.
Yeah.
And it was I like dongs, and then I clipped it to make you sound like you like dongs.
Okay, thank you, Rob, for just clarifying that for the people.
You got it.
Okay, let's go with clip number.
I feel like I just got to keep doing the sexy ones. So clip number
1, Daddy.
Yeah, I think this movie demands sexy. You know.
Yeah.
By the way, every time that clip plays, I think I hear a child in the background, and it always makes me think that my children are saying something. But I mean, I'm not calling you out because there's kids in mine too.
I record all the stuff during daytime hours when my kids are just like sitting like 10 feet away from me. Probably not a healthy practice.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
That's how I operate over here.
Okay. Fair enough. This clip is called "I'm Sorry."
Hey!
How fitting.
Nomi! I work here, okay? I need my paycheck. I do not want her to be pissed at me. I'm sorry!
Jesus, Nomi. Hey, I'll drive you to work, okay?
I'm not going.
They'll fire you.
Fuck, I don't care.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Okay. Let's go.
Where are we
going? You know where.
Yeah.
one, like we had to see her dancing because it's crazy. But two, if there's going to be like a bar rock club mix fusion, we got to play it on the pod.
Yeah. I just, the moves.
Weird.
It's just like, hey, I'm a really good dancer. I'm made for this. She's just like, the whole time.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
For our listeners, it looked like Rob was like digging a grave right there.
Yeah,
but he was hitting like hard soil. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, number.
Oh shit! Number 2, Daddy.
2.
Okay, cool.
Liking all these daddies. This is monkey business.
Good. You have too much on your eyes.
Wait, need more orange. Let me do it. How do you feel?
Don't ask. Hey! Who the hell took my makeup?
Monkey alert!
No!
Monkey
I told you that this happened
Get their
again.
meat. They make babies. I'm sorry.
Babies?
I'm sorry.
Oh, get it out! Oh, God,
Grab her! Grab her!
I got one!
Get it out of here.
Thank you. The rest of them are upstairs.
Julie, you fucking slut! You touch my makeup again, I'll fucking kill you!
Oh, I'm a slut. You fucked that kid from the pizza
Well,
place.
you fucked the meter reader! Bitch! You're fucking dead!
Hey, come on, you two!
Jesus Christ! Calm down! Stop it!
Stop it. Settle down. It's done.
Showtime.
Don't worry.
Nice.
That was like a movie like side quest. So the two that are fighting at the end, the one who again asks Heather if she can be her understudy later, throws like jewels on the stage so that the other chick slips on them and like breaks her knee or something. And it looks terrible. It didn't even look like it hurt at all. And then she's out for like ever. And Heather takes a play out of the rule book and pushes the lead of the show later in the movie. Just to give you a little bit of context, everyone would have seen what happens there. It's not my catch-all, but maybe it's in yours, so I'll shut up. This is number
3.
This one I called, What Are You Doing With Your Life, Chris?
I don't know what all this stuff is.
I'll order for you.
Don't they have brown rice and vegetables?
Do you like brown rice and vegetables?
Yeah,
You do.
sort of.
Really?
It's worse than dog food. It is.
I've had dog food.
You have?
Mm-hmm. Long time ago. Doggy chow. I used to love doggy chow.
I used to love doggy chow too.
Talking about? Why isn't that in worst dialogue? What was I thinking?
Hey, Chris,
Because it was
Chris,
poorly acted as well.
You were so mad that when you first yelled, it clipped out and there was no audio.
I said, what the fuck? But I said it loudly because I couldn't help myself. Because I'm really mad about them talking about eating fucking dog food. It could have been in worse dialogue. I guess it should have been in worse dialogue. But it was also poorly acted. I didn't know what to do with this movie. Because everywhere you turn, it's just a giant pile of shit. And then I dreamt about running from giant blobs of shit. They're trying to, like, inhale me while I was sleeping that night. And I'll never watch this movie again. Because there's a dumb rape scene and poop everywhere. And fucking doggy chow. And I hate my life. And that's why I asked, what are you doing with your life? Can you guys talk about brown rice and vegetables or something?
Yeah. So, once again, this could have been a good scene. They're bonding over their struggle coming up to where they are now, and they had to resort to eating dog food, which has a very high protein yield, believe it or not. There's lots of memes going around on like the fitness influencers, like of them that's like eyeballing, like side eyeing a can of dog food, going like, well, the macros are really fucking good. So,
all right, get out your
I found out-
scorecards because Rob gave this movie way too much credit just now.
Yeah. No, that's a common meme these days with like, yeah, I mean like you shouldn't, but I mean you totally can eat dog food, you know. Especially that new high quality stuff that's got like real chicken and stuff, you know.
Oh, you mean
that
like
could be
Blue
a new bingo card moment is Rob vilifies memes.
All I'm saying is if you are doing like Blue Apron or going to like going to the organic aisle at the pet store, it's basically the same thing.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I will mention the brown rice and vegetable moment where it was not her, it was Gail, I think was the production line coach.
Yeah.
On anyway, she's the one that ordered her to eat brown rice and vegetables, and then
Yeah.
Heather says it to Crystal like she was going to get the joke, but Crystal doesn't.
Yeah, but
she gets the joke anyway. I don't know.
Me giving it too much credit, if the same showrunner, she's gonna be telling all of her talent the same thing: eat rice and vegetables. So that might have been part of their lexicon. Maybe.
All right, get your scorecard out again. All right, let's throw it to fact or no fact. Take it away, Bob.
Don't we have one more clip, or is that later in the?
I think it's in the catch-all.
Okay, it's like a 10-second funny one.
Rob, what's it called? Just for my memory,
it's called Thrust.
Oh, that's right. Okay, thank you.
All right, cool. So we're doing a fact or no fact, right?
That's right.
Cool.
Bob's gonna give you a
Rob, you ever thought about
in fact or no fact?
Thrust or no thrust? All right. My title to fact or no fact this week is a joke. Knock knock.
Okay. Who's that?
Show
who?
Show who?
Show are a lot of titties in this movie.
I like
nice.
it.
I can't really write this. I'm going to say Knocker's joke.
Hey, Chad Smith loved it. He laughed his ass off. Okay, so I'm going to read you 5 things, and one of them is a lie, and 4 of them are facts. And you have to figure out which one's which. Here we go.
Okay.
First one. The only time actresses complained that they felt uncomfortable was during the scenes with the monkeys, who constantly stared at their bare breasts. Second, Elizabeth Berkley was dropped by her agent after this film was released.
Okay.
Third, as of 2022, Showgirls was the highest grossing NC-17 movie of all time, the most expensive NC-17 movie of all time, and the only NC-17 movie to be ever given a wide distribution. Okay, fourth, Elizabeth Berkley was dating the movie's producer at the time of filming. And fifth, Paul Verhoeven, the director, wanted to direct a sequel called Nomi Does Hollywood, but no one would finance it because of how bad the first one was.
Okay. The last one, number 5, Nomi Does Hollywood. I think that's true because the final establishing shot of Showgirls is her getting in the same car of the guy that robbed her at the beginning, and it's like Hollywood, 260 miles.
Yeah.
So they were opening it up for a sequel, and clearly, because the movie didn't make its money back till like 20 years later, they probably did not make it happen. Elizabeth Berkley was dating producer at the time of the filming. I mean, that's not unbelievable. If you're on set for a movie where everybody's just like kind of I guess letting their inhibitions go for the sake of storytelling, there might be some attraction offset. Because Bob, you didn't say that she dated the producer to get the gig. It sounds like they formed a relationship while they were working on the project. So
not like Cutthroat Island.
Yeah. So
otherwise, that would have been worse production.
So it's not outside the realm of possibility. As of 2022, Showgirls was the highest grossing NC-17 movie of all time, most expensive, and the only one given wide distro. I believe that, but there might be some fuckery there because I don't know what movie would have replaced it. I don't really watch NC-17 films because I think they're made for like shock more than substance. I mean, I've
Tend to be.
You know, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, NC-17, I got to see this. I got to like.
Yeah, Bob alluded to it before. Like they might have, honestly, when Bob said that they might have added that rape scene to get the rating, he might be right.
But
just because controversy, breeds a little bit of interest.
I might be calling bullshit on that because I think it might still be the highest grossing, might still be the most expensive, and might still be the widest distro. I think that's where the foolery might be. Dropped by her agent. Based on the YouTube comments, no one said that explicitly, but they said it did really fuck her career up, and they think it shouldn't have. So I'd say part of your career getting screwed up is being dropped by your agent. That doesn't bode well. So I think that might be true. And the only time they complain about being uncomfortable is with the monkeys. I'm not sure how it was back in like the 90s or whatever when this was filmed, but like I know they have like intimacy coordinators on set now to make sure that the talent's not uncomfortable. I'm not sure, but that in the most recent strikes, that is like a new thing where that's required. I don't think it was required back then, but I think like if you're a big budget production, there's probably those kind of coordinators to make sure
it's HR on set.
Exactly. So I'm not sure how good the HR was, so I think they probably were made uncomfortable by the monkeys, not like
I'm just picturing you saying like, 90s monkeys were progressive, but today's monkeys, they would never do that.
I was thinking about the HR manager with like Clyde the monkey, like in her office, like trying to explain to him that you can't stare at the tits anymore.
It just cuts over to the monkeys' trailers, and they're all playing Call of Duty with their headsets, just dropping the most vitriolic racial slurs you could ever imagine. No, I think number 3. I think number 3 is The Lie because I think it might still be the highest grossing, highest budget, most widely distributed.
Bob, how did you phrase it?
What, the third one?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
As of 2022, Showgirls is the highest grossing NC-17 of all time, most expensive NC-17, and the only NC-17 to be ever given wide distribution.
Oh, you said is the highest, not was. Okay. The way I originally heard it was that something else trounced it recently, as recently as 2 years ago. I'm still gonna go with that. No. All right, I'm switching gears. No, I'm gonna go with number 3. I'm gonna go with how I originally heard it for the sake of fun. I think number 3 is The Lie. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that.
I'm having a difficult time with this because I feel like the actresses were uncomfortable around the monkeys. Probably. Because monkeys like boobs as much as people do. Only they don't have a filter like people do to like in their head to tell them like don't stare at the boobies.
Yes.
Berkeley was dropped by her agent after one flop. I don't know. That's a little rough.
I don't think it's because the flop, Chris. I think it's because the content within the flop.
I mean, the content within the flop was
like the bad PR that came along with being in this pile of shit.
That's fair. She was very successful on Saved by the Bell, though.
Yes.
All right. You went with what did you go with, Rob? Number 3, anyway?
3.
Okay. So I don't have to talk about that one. Berkeley and the producer were dating. Director Nomi does Hollywood. I'm interested because there is a sequel to this. I only know because I was on IMDb. And it's called You Don't Know Me. I'm fairly certain. And Bob is giving me Bob knows he can't say anything, but he's giving me the confused look.
Unofficial.
I'm going to go with number 5. I'm going to go number 5 because Bob's being too expressive.
Okay.
I don't think you're right, by the way.
I'm telling you.
There's a sequel. Okay. It could have been
it might. You know what? It's probably the making of Showgirls or something.
Or like an unlicensed, unsanctioned sequel.
Probably.
So you're both right. The monkeys made them uncomfortable because they were staring at their breasts.
Team win.
All
right, the catch-all.
Elizabeth Berkley was dropped by her agent after this film was released.
Okay.
I'm not going to repeat it again because I said it twice already, and it was the highest grossing blah, 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 NC-17. And the sequel, Nomi Does Hollywood, was a fact. It was not made because nobody would fund it. Okay. So the Elizabeth Berkley dating was actually a fact from Saved by the Bell. She was dating the producer of Saved by the Bell.
So the producer was dating a girl that he had depicting a high schooler.
Yes, and honest to God, when the TV show first started filming, she was like a high school age kid.
Gross.
By the time they were dating, she was an adult. Either way, gross. I agree.
Grooming.
Let's move on.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
I've heard Hollywood does that.
Just a little.
All right, let's throw it to the catch-all.
Sure.
Oh my God!
It appears that we've caught everything.
Oh my God!
It's all over.
Oh my God!
Let's all go home.
Oh my God!
I have a lot.
Okay.
Starting with when slots paid quarters. That was nice.
Yeah.
Instead of just like giving you like credit on your card that you can't like prove or disprove, because
now you get a voucher for the midnight buffet and like tickets to Neil Diamond.
Yeah, and free oxygen.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
But my catch-all is what's up with her tossing her winnings around like she's Scrooge McDuck? Like
Fuck was that? Just quarters, dude. Chill out.
Yeah.
She had like $30 in her hands.
Yeah. So I like jumping. You guys always go in order. I like jumping around on these because like it kind of throws a wrench in your works a little bit, but also I kind of like do my notes after I watch the movie, just recalling it, so it's kind of always backwards. After Nomi, beats the living shit out of her friend's aggressor.
Yeah.
Those elevator doors were really fast. She presses the open button, like, wing, she goes and she gets close, wing, and I was impressed by the engineering.
That never happens. No, that's not real.
I was disassociating from that whole sequence, I was like, elevator doors, pretty quick, nice.
Because the guys would have gone and checked on her, and like you're worried about that, so like they just close the doors quickly so you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
Molly says they have a new lead when they're talking. This is like they're in the trailer together or whatever. It's pretty early in the movie, and Molly is like, "You should come to the show. We have a new lead." But later, Crystal says she's been doing the show for 8 years.
Yes.
So that is a very glaring contradiction.
Yes.
Yes. I don't understand why she threw up at the beginning. Like she threw up after she was robbed. But from what?
The stress of it all, I guess.
The stress of it all? Seriously?
Yeah.
I guess. What was in that suitcase?
Yeah. Maybe there was a director's cut where there was like another scene where she like just funneled a shitload of alcohol before that scene and they cut it out.
Maybe.
So it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
She used her $30 in quarters to get a bottle of gin.
Maybe.
And a funnel.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but when Nomi gets a burger bought for her, something about those red plastic trays with like the holes in them and the wax paper makes any food seem 10 times better for some reason. I don't know why.
It usually is.
I don't know if it's like nostalgia from like going to like boardwalks when I was a kid and like just having like a really good fucking like greasy burger or whatever. But whenever I see those in movies or like in life, I'm like, I'm gonna eat there because I like the paper in the red basket.
No, you're right. It's true.
I don't know. It makes me
It
happy.
holds true.
Really immerse me in the film.
Yep.
So Heather goes on stage to audition, and she's like the 8th person in line. As soon as she goes on stage to audition, guess who walks through the like back double door? Crystal, which is like just so forced. That's a minor note, but it's a note.
Yeah.
How about like when Nomi first gets ripped off, thieved? She it's just some crazy white girl hitting a car, running into traffic, throwing a fit. Suddenly she gets a hug and gets a free meal.
Yeah,
And a
not
place
the
to live.
cops.
Yes.
And a place to live.
Yeah. You seem like an unhinged fucking maniac. You want to live in my house with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got a. Go ahead, Rob.
I'm going to go into why I think the budget was so high. Not cocaine, not craft service or catering, choreography.
Okay.
If this movie has anything going for it, is that shit is hard to coordinate. There were a lot of extra dancers. They probably went into fucking union gold time, like with the crew and the setup and the breakdown for all the different props and sets.
Fair.
And like, I mean, even, I don't know, like, I've seen lots of movies with like dance in it. Like that shit's not easy to pull. That's hours. That's like 10-hour shifts.
Oh, for
getting
sure.
those moves down. So I think they probably spent a considerable amount of money on just like hiring like choreographers and people, and they did just the sheer hours it took to like just get them to do that.
Because in reality, it actually takes you a while to learn a dance routine.
Yeah, that 5, 6, 7, 8, like they do that like
Yeah.
900 times before they hit play or record.
All right, I've got one for you. Here's a line from the movie. In America, everyone is a gynecologist. Okay, Bob, after you.
Okay. So they had a press junket for a Vegas nudie show? I don't think so.
No, you're right about it.
I mean, I don't know. They have like some pretty like racy like residencies, don't they? If they're high yielding like tourist attractions, then like they got to do the rounds like any band or like any
like
other
Crystal
show, right?
Collins or whatever her name was.
I don't know. Just for that though?
Yeah, I can't name a single like star that I know of that made her name by taking it off her top in Vegas.
No, but I'm like liking it to like Penn and Teller. It's like a dinner and a show, you know, and like it's a high drawing dinner and show at a high end venue.
Fair.
All right.
I don't know.
No, not fair.
Okay. I'm going for like things that I just liked on a sensory level in this movie. Zack's cell phone snapping shut had a very satisfying sound to it.
Okay.
Like he hung up with he'd be like he'd hang up with authority. I liked it.
Snap.
It was nice.
A guy says, "I know where you can touch me," to Heather. Where do you think that is, guys?
It's coin purse.
Yes.
Yes, coin purse. Okay, go ahead, Bob.
How did the friend know she got bailed out to pick her up that quickly after she got out of jail?
Yeah, because it was Zack who bailed her out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. That's mine. You guess.
Zack's story arc makes no sense because like here's the thing here's the problem. Like he's on her side, but then he's not, and he's kind of conniving. But like they show moments where he's alone and like genuinely impressed and like genuinely having feelings for her. That like you shouldn't have shown that thing on screen if like he was really not that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one thing to be fake to somebody, then go to another room and be like, ah, ha, 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 ha. But you know,
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a lot of that. Like I thought he was going to be the moral character, you know?
Yeah, me too. And then he turns out to be a dickhead.
Right.
Yeah. She's so sweaty from dancing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, she was like dancing like a maniac already. So she's going to stink like all over the place when she gives you that lap dance in the back room. Like she's swinging her sweat smell.
Swinging her sweat.
Left and right, like
swinging her sweat.
I mean, like he didn't seem at all upset about the fact that she already did like 3, like routines up on the pole.
Yeah.
That he was just into it, and he like did the old jizzaroo in his pants. Anyway, I have more on that later. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah.
My next one was lap dance scene was bonkers, so I'm gonna skip over
It
that.
was.
and say that those HR questions were bullshit, even in 1995.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like, where are you from? Where were you born? Those are crazy questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was told in like a business class I had in the early 90s, like you can't be asked what your weight is, what your marital status is, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she asked some very personal questions.
That is absolutely true. If I'm interviewing someone, you cannot ask any questions of origin, basically.
No.
Yeah.
It's just not allowed.
Aside from whether you've been convicted, because I've seen that on applications.
Even then, you can't ask in like the initial.
Yeah.
Gathering.
And once you get past the screening, it's like a yes or no question. It's not like you don't go into the deets.
You can't even ask like what it was. It's just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Disappointing lack of white zombie.
Oh
yeah. You know what? I feel like there would have been. Yeah.
Like, I was hoping to hear like one during at least one of the ships.
Well, when did their first record? Wasn't that the same year their record came out? Or no,
White Zombie was late 80s, early 90s, and Rob Zombie was like mid 90s. When did
White Zombie was 85,
1985.
Holy shit.
Seriously?
Yeah, and then Rob Zombie was a solo project that came. Yeah, I just Googled it, man. When did White Zombie form? 1985. And then
Bob Zombie doesn't believe it.
When did Rob Zombie form?
Rob Zombie was like 98, 99.
Yeah. For that rollerball movie. I remember that song, you know.
Oh my god, we got to do that movie. We got to do that movie. I forgot about that fucking movie. I went and saw that. I went and saw Rollerball or whatever in the fucking theaters.
1998 was Rob Zombie's debut with Hellbilly Deluxe, and then White Zombie was 1985. Yeah.
Wow, 85. Okay. I didn't know.
How about that? Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that either. Bob, to your credit. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Dude, American Pied his pants. Speaking of that dance scene, I'm gonna go into it. He American Pied his pants. He has to get all the way home after that. When he takes off his pants later, he's definitely taking off skin.
Yeah, he was walking around with a hefty load.
He jizzle-jazzled all over those boxers he had. And as soon as he gets home to take those things off, like it's an adhesive, if you don't know. If you haven't been there, it's an adhesive when it dries. It is not. I mean, at least mine is. Anyway, that's TMI. Go ahead, Bob.
All right. So the thrust it dance practice was absolute bullshit.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
That would never happen.
No.
Probably not. Here's a question I want to ask you guys, and feel free to just recuse yourself from answering. Who's worse in this movie, the men towards the women or the women towards the women? Who's more abusive, manipulative, and
the women?
Women toward women. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like they make the guys out to be scumbags, but like they could have made that more effective if the women weren't all just so fucking awful to each other every time they had a chance.
Yeah, that is totally fair. They are.
Agreed.
That is true. Molly can make dresses just by glancing at them.
Yeah, Versace's.
Yeah.
and one of my favorite moments is when Heather says to Molly something about a dress, and then she's like, I can make that for you. And she's like, oh, like you made that French dress? Here's a question for you. If she made the dress, does that make it French? Or is it just because it looked like a dress that was made by a French person? Is it French?
I think it's like a genre. Like anybody could write like a rock song or a pop song. Anybody can make a French dress, I guess.
Dress genre.
I had a clip that I didn't send you called French dressing with that in it because I wanted to call this out, but I got rid of it.
South Park reference. After they watch Backdoor Sluts 9, and then Token's like 5 midgets covered in Thousand Island dressing. I'm out.
Who dressed him up? Was it you? Clyde, it was you.
He looks like a little strawberry.
Put him in a little business suit.
I'm gonna intentionally trying to keep the catch-all shorter. I'm gonna do 2 in a row.
Okay.
Those chimps would have torn the arms off of everybody there.
I know, right?
Yes.
1. Second, there's no way she's going on stage on the first day of rehearsal.
No chance.
No.
No chance.
Wow.
Go.
Go ahead, Rob.
That's the other thing I thought they spent money on was the monkeys, because you got all the animal rights union stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And that's my for the sake of brevity, that's my last piece. I might riff off you guys a little bit, but
I've got so much more.
I've said everything I've wanted to say.
Lightning style.
Okay.
I gotta go lightning round style. But Bob, do you have more?
I have more, but it's like I'm sure we're the same.
You want to go 2 and 2, and then Rob, you just chip in if you hear something.
Yes.
Okay. Ice your nipples now. I'll do anything but ice my nipples. That was a scene in the movie. Which leads me to either commit or don't. If you're Heather and you want the job, just fucking like you already know this piece of shit, just go all the way, or don't. Go ahead, Bob.
I thought the leather biker show was like way over the top.
I do have something to say about that myself,
and I'm gonna say it's a titty show, and they suggested bringing in celebrities like Madonna and Paul Abdul.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I also like that it's a titty show, but the closest you can get is like to an orchestra. So like you're not really getting like you're not looking at the little knobs on a French horn, are you? Like so. Yeah. it's going to be a little difficult to make out the details from like 5 rows in and beyond. Yeah. Anyway, she's either from New Orleans or Poland. We're not sure with her origin story.
So it's Tommy Wiseau. She's Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was going to say you get that or you don't. Here are moves I want you to do: swoo, bang, woom, then doom, then swoo, then bang. I love the explanation by her friend, the dude that she like almost bangs, but I'll go into that.
It's like Adam West Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
Zap.
Flash, boom.
I thought the endless paparazzi was just wholly unrealistic for what the scene was. It was a nudie Vegas show.
Yeah, they're not A-listers. Yeah.
I don't think that would have happened. Plus, as Rob said earlier in our text stream, the rape scene was just awful. It could have
really took me out of the film.
It could have been insinuated.
Yeah. Absolutely awful. Let's throw it to a clip. Okay. This one's called Thrust.
Thrust it! Thrust it! Thrust it! Thrust it! Come on, thrust it! Bob! Okay. That's enough. Thank you, ladies.
Nice. Chris is gone. He left the show.
He thrust it. That was actually going back to my comment about how thrust it was just bullshit.
Yeah. You think like dance instructors don't get that aggressive with their talent?
No, I think they might. I just feel like for like what I saw in the first dance scene that Nomi witnessed, the backup dancers who were thrusting, no one was watching them. It was just like, do what you want.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to check on my kid. Bob, do you want to go or is it me?
It's you.
Okay. He's like, you bang people the way you dance. She's like, no, I don't. Then she gives him a lap dance, and they nearly bang. Only she has her menstrual cycle, and he doesn't believe her, so she's like, go ahead and check. And then he does.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fucking gross.
You said something.
And then he's like, I've got towels. And she's like, you can't bang me until you love me. And then she goes and bangs, what's his face? Zack.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't love her.
And I'm just going to butt in here. If the way she bangs in the pool is anything like her lap dance, she does bang the way she dances. It's a full body dry heave. Where like she's being
Thank God.
sucked. She's being sucked through like a black hole behind her while she's trying to like just stay attached to the person that's grounded with her thighs.
She's like being spaghettified with her arm. Thank God for that pool water, huh?
Yeah.
All right. There's nothing entertaining about that big lady. I said this already, but I hated her character so much because it was just like a let's laugh about how she's fat. And then you got to see her boobs, and I wish I didn't. And that's the whole deal with her. And I just think the movie could have benefited from being an hour and a half and not having her in it at all.
They could have gotten Divine to do that role instead.
Oh Christ! Yeah, Chris, I agree with you, and I'm gonna just like duplicate that. And
Okay.
My last one.
Ooh,
So
I've
this
got
is
so
actually
many more.
a fact or no fact that did not make the quiz. When this film swept the Razzie Awards, the 16th annual Razzie Awards, Paul Verhoeven turned up in person to accept the Worst Director and Worst Picture award. He was the first director to ever actually show up to collect the award.
To acknowledge his failure. Yeah.
I'm kind of shocked by that, but then again, he also directed RoboCop, right? So he had major success.
Win some, lose some, I guess, right?
Yeah, so like at least he can go and like laugh at himself, I guess, because he had already had success.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A sign that says, I'm just gonna go as fast as I can. A sign that says Jesus is coming soon. Should I make that joke?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, is she that hot?
I mean,
well, somebody is.
Someone in the movie is hot enough that Jesus is up there making it rain, so to speak.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Turning jizz into wine.
She really didn't know Versace. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, if you're a woman of the night, I think you know like your fashion brands, right? You want to look good.
You know Versace.
You wouldn't know it's not Versace.
For sure. Just so if the clip wasn't clear, the monkeys had garlic shits.
Yes.
She has taken no lessons, but is able to learn every sequence by watching it once.
Yeah.
What is the show? The original one, is it Volcanic Paradise? I'm not sure why the star of the show is being born of a volcano. And if my like what say I was like at this gathering to receive my wife at this official ceremony and she was birthed of a volcano, I'm not sure that I would want to be intimate with someone who was just like birthed from underground. That's a little strange for me.
I thought it was an onstage adaptation of Highlander.
Could be. You danced on this boat here. Sign my pamphlet, Bob. This is to your credit. If you're like a show dancer in a convention center, like I'm not going to ask for your autograph because you're not famous. And then they walk from the convention center to the stage. It's apparently in the same building in Vegas.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that I hate saxophones. Just another chance for me to say that. I hate them.
Okay.
They don't forget where they came from sequence, or the don't forget where you came from sequence with the strip club owner, has the big lady and the old strip club owner, and we're supposed to like view them positively after all the like if they come on you, no big deal conversation, and the like I'm gonna pee on you like stuff. We're supposed to feel good about them. What two consenting adults do in their free time is their business. Not mine. But she is kind of a whore, though. just saying. After refusing all movie, she does cocaine.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be one of the reasons why we liked her, because she wasn't into heavy drugs or whatever, and she does it anyway. A last second audition for Crystal's understudy.
Yeah.
Really weird. 8 years in. She's been in the show for 8 years with no understudy, but Heather needs an understudy right away. So here's the audition for Crystal's understudy. She pushes her down the stairs, whatever. Now the girl who was complicit in the pushing down the stairs is saying, "Can I be your understudy?" So she's gonna have an understudy right away, but Crystal didn't have an understudy for 8 years. Just a little inconsistent. All right, I've got a few more. She's eating a burger as a sign that she misses James, the guy that was the dance routine, put your finger in my period guy. That she, or is that a sign that she won't give in all the way to the Vegas meat grinder? I'm not sure which that was supposed to be. They didn't make it clear to me, so I'm not giving them credit for either. The crowd hates James's show. The one that he wrote for her. I just thought that was really funny. He actually doesn't have any talent.
No. He's all
you thought that he was going to be a really great dance instructor or whatever, but everybody hates the show.
I thought I've never seen this before. I thought he was gonna roll up in a Rolls Royce in the third act, be like, "Hey, they stole my show, baby!"
Yeah, exactly. That they would end up together.
Yeah.
He also says, "Get me a beer, bitch," to the girl that he just married.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Bob, you're talking about the leather and motorcycle scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the show that to me was Grease 2 meets the Industrial Arena.
Yeah.
She finally sold her soul, and her recompense is losing her best friend. Just desserts, you might say.
Mm-hmm.
If she didn't get her best friend back the very next scene, and then she goes on to get raped.
Yes.
She put lipstick on her nipples for the Magic Rockstar guy.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
I honestly thought it was drugs.
I thought the same thing that she was going to knock him out.
I thought it was like the wax seal you put on an old letter envelope.
Hi, Phil Swift here for nipple seal. Squirting too much milk. Slap one of these babies on.
Oh God.
Oh, this is our best episode.
Why, after she's a star in fucking Vegas, can't she afford a car? Why is she hitchhiking on her way out?
Yeah.
All right, two more. Ass kicking is not enough. I'm sorry. After that racing, it is not a square balance sheet for me that she kicked the guy's ass. Not by any stretch. And the guy from the beginning, right, is the one that happens to pick her up when she's hitchhiking. That's really dumb.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
What we're watching.
Cool.
I got a letter for you. A letter?
Yeah, it's a letter that talks about all the things we're watching now.
Give me the letter. Give me the damn letter now. Give me the letter. Give me the letter now. Get it. Grab it. Give me the letter. Try again. Now.
For the sake of time, we're going a little long. We should just rapid fire this one, I think.
Heard. Agreed.
All right. So you want to go same order? Chris, Bob, Rob?
Okay, sure.
Right, sure.
I'm watching Chopped because I used to, and I've always been kind of a foodie, and I just really like to guess what contestants are going to do with the mystery ingredients. And sometimes I'm right, but mostly I'm not. But two, I finally watched, and we might do this for the pod, Point Break. With Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze. Have you seen it?
I thought you're.
God, yes. No. Unfortunately, yes.
It's really bad.
The first thing that came to mind. The first thing that came to mind was that movie Tin Cup, which is something completely different. But
well, that's bad.
Rob, have you seen it? No. I think that's Tim Robbins, right, in Tin Cup.
Yeah.
No. No. Kevin Costner.
Oh, yeah. Is it okay? Right, is Tim Robbins in a golf movie, or am I crazy? Maybe he's not.
I have no idea.
I know he's in a baseball movie. Anyway, Rob, you saw Point Break?
No.
Okay, why don't we make that a thing we do next season at some point? Because Bob and I are both talking about how bad it is. It's really, really bad.
I'm game.
Bad.
It's so fucking
We'll
bad.
do one of those three-way polls where
bad,
there's no choice.
But
yeah,
everyone in my generation loves it, and I fucking hate it.
It's so bad, man. I just want. I don't know why it just stuck out to me. I was like Keanu Reeves before, like he was known as a decent actor, like so it's probably Keanu Reeves really bad, and he is really bad. I understand why people said he was a bad actor back then, because he was terrible.
It's a bad script. It's a bad.
But well, that's true. Patrick Swayze is also victim to the Point Break movie. So basically, Rob, it's two guys. It's actually Gary Busey and Keanu Reeves are like FBI agents trying to track down these bank robbers. And the bank robbers happen to be surfers. So Keanu Reeves takes on surfing because he's the like young athletic guy who used to be a football player. And he gets in good with the surfers who are robbing banks, but then it's kind of a like Last of the Mohicans, like Avatar situation where he really likes the surfer culture and he kind of understands why they're robbing banks, and it's difficult for him to take down Patrick Swayze and crew because he really likes them.
That sounds awful. I'm in.
It's terrible.
I'm
I'm in. Oh, yeah. Get Brockheimer on the horn. All right, go ahead, Bob.
All right, what I'm watching, and on our text stream, Rob expressed his opinion. It's called Happiness. It was made in 1998 by Todd Solondz.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's like great. I think it's like the darkest comedy of ever made. I think it's like as funny as dark can get and as dark as comedy can get.
Wow.
Like it would break our most offensive test on every level.
Yeah.
But
it's well
still
done.
so well done, and it's
very problematic.
Fucking funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's very problematic, yeah. And it's got Paul what's his name?
Paul Giamatti?
Not Paul Giamatti, the other one. Shoot.
Describe him.
Anyway, I can't think of his name right now. But he's in it, and it's basically character actors you would know from almost every movie, except none of them are like stars.
But what year did this come out, Bob?
98.
98.
Okay, and it was a Paul?
It was what?
A Paul, the lead actor?
It wasn't a Paul. I can't think of his name. Shit.
Nah, okay.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I forget it. I can't think. Sorry. Anyway,
Philip Seymour Hoffman's in there.
Yes, thank you.
I love
Lara Flynn Boyle, Jane Addams, Dylan Baker.
Oh, Lara Flynn Boyle. I freaking love her.
John Lovitz.
I
think Lara Flynn Boyle is like 90s goddess. And so I was hooked as soon as I saw she was in it.
I love Philip Seymour Hoffman. Everything I've seen him in is good, including Twister. So go ahead, Rob.
I'm working my way through Loudermilk on Netflix. It's Ron Livingston from Office Space. He's a very rough around the edges, like recovery coach hosting AA meetings, and a fucking asshole to everybody. It's funny, and you find out he's not so bad after all. He's kind, but he's not nice. But it's
okay.
His insults are just like mwah, chef's kiss. And then the other thing I'm watching. I watched is this. I told you guys about it. I was like obsessed with it. This movie called Possum. It's a 2018 British horror film, psychological horror about a guy who has like a spider puppet, like a spider marionette with like a really creepy like human face, and he goes back to his childhood home after he like becomes disgraced in his profession. They never say why. A kid goes missing. He's kind of connected to it, but he doesn't know how because he keeps like blacking out and trying to destroy the puppet. And then you find out like in the third act that like his uncle molested him by like shoving his hand up his ass. So like that's the puppet connection I made is like he was his uncle's puppet.
It was
and then he coped with the reality of being molested by like a full fist to become a ventriloquist.
Are you saying that it was something fisted by the third act?
Yes, it was spider-fisted, monkey-fisted, puppet-fisted by the third act.
That's horrible. We shouldn't be laughing about that.
fucking really
the only one
disturbing,
left.
though. It's
Yeah.
really disturbing, and it's really good.
Okay.
Louder Milk and Possum.
Okay, that's terrible. Bad credit names.
Sure.
Jeff, this is my friend John.
Well, Jeff, heard a lot of good things about you.
Where'd you find this son of a bitch?
He's a friend of mine from school.
A friend?
Jeff, John.
Oh, Jeff. Jeff.
John. Jeff, how can you act
Jeff.
like
Jeff.
that? Jeff.
Shut up!
Jeff, John. John.
Bad credit names.
Bill Bowling.
Yeah.
Rudy Pie.
Okay.
Chris Snake Davis.
Okay.
So the guy named himself Snake.
Ugh, I hate those people.
Hugo Wang.
Okay.
I mean, pretty close to Huge Wang. So
Yeah. I like it.
2 more. Dewey Weber.
Ew.
That's perfect for Showgirls.
Yeah.
And lastly, can't believe this one. No parentheses, no quotation marks, no nothing. Chunky Hughes.
Is that like a Charles? Like it's like a variation of Charles or something.
I don't know what name you have to have the
My
nickname.
friends call me Chunk.
Yeah.
I actually knew one. I knew someone whose nickname was Chunk. But anyway, I digress. Let's throw it to an offensive mini game.
If you can say,
My mother was Korean,
and also,
and my father was Black American.
you may be part of our offensive minigame.
A whore's hint at homophobia or kneeing nads in a nightclub.
The first one.
Yeah, first one.
Okay. Cussing at kids or dagger in the derriere.
Cussing at kids.
Cussing at kids.
The context of Cutthroat Island is like you're pirates, you stab people in the butt. I mean, like it just happens. It's an occupational hazard, you know. Whereas like bringing kids into the back like dressing room of a boob show and then like swearing a lot.
Yeah, right.
Not a good look.
All right, well, hey, 1-1 then, so we get to go to the bonus round like we never really do. Here is Switchblade in the Swang Dangler.
Okay.
Or rage-inducing rape scene.
I'm gonna go with the latter on that.
Yeah.
Not Switchblade and the Swang Dangler?
Well,
aren't they the same movie?
No, Switchblade and the Swang Dangler
Cutthroat.
was Cutthroat Island.
Oh, well, definitely.
I said Switchblade because I couldn't think of another. I could have said Sword, but a sword is not really the thing that she. A Switchblade is closer to it. Okay. Yes, I agree. Okay, so more offensive then is Showgirls. No surprise.
Yeah.
Let's throw it to the movie comparison and see how they did.
Oh my God!
It's time to compare the movies. Something we haven't done since.
Oh my God!
1962.
Oh my God!
1962.
Oh my God!
This is gonna be an interesting one.
Yes. Cutthroat Island and Showgirls. Cutthroat Island is a heavy hitter. It's, how many weeks has it won? 4? 3?
Something like that. Yeah. I'll pull up the archives and find out.
Negative 32.4 and worse for Cutthroat Island. Negative 52 or 50.2 and worse for Showgirls. So Showgirls wins the first test.
Yeah.
Team 5-star for Cutthroat Island, so that wins over Rob's 4.5. Sorry, Rob. Offensive, we just heard. Showgirls.
Yeah.
More offensive. Dialogue, what do you guys think? What's worse?
Showgirls, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
they're both so bad.
they're both bad, but
It's a
Showgirls,
wash for me.
Showgirls has like the offensiveness behind. Like, it's trying to be edgy.
Okay. Yeah, all right, Rob, you sold me that. Cutthroat Island had nepotism for the worst production. Overpaid screenplay writer for Showgirls. What do you guys think?
Nepotism. I'm gonna go nepotism on that.
I'm going Showgirls.
Okay. Acting.
Whoa. We got a tie break.
Yeah. What do you think?
I went Showgirls as well.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I realized that because I'm on the other end of the screen, but you didn't because. All right, acting. Is it Cutthroat Island or Showgirls?
Showgirls.
I'm going Cutthroat. Demerits. We have no demerits for either.
Too many titties.
Too many titties.
Too many titties. How about Cutthroat Island?
It broke TitScope. Not enough titties.
Broke TitScope. That's perfect.
Enough titties.
Yeah. So Showgirls probably has too many titties, and then Cutthroat doesn't have enough. Context is everything, guys.
I think we know who the obvious winner of that one is then. Showgirls.
Yep.
We have a 5-2 victory. So worst of the season is Showgirls, and I think that makes perfect sense.
All right.
Next week, you may not know, fellas, but I already did mine.
I don't know.
I already
Hot Tub
did
Time Machine 2, right?
Negative.
No. Okay.
I will send you the results with half an hour left. You want me to do a live look-in?
Yeah, just look it up.
Please.
I think whatever one's in the lead now by whatever, if it's a considerable margin, I think that's the winner.
Well, the thing is, I'm going to have to take a look at the archives to really find out because half an hour, well, actually probably an hour and a half ago, the poll ended. So let's take a look.
Mm-hmm.
The result is
the Ryan Reynolds one.
Yeah. RIPD won with 42% of the vote.
RIPD.
We got a lot of people. RIPD. Yeah. So, Bob, you don't know. This is Jeff Bridges and Ryan Reynolds. You know, I described this to my wife as, you know in Beetlejuice, how there's like a whole society that exists in the underworld or like the dead realm?
Yeah.
It's like that, but they're buddy cops.
Yeah, so Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges are buddy cops in the dead world.
Oh.
And they come back to fight crime.
And it's they put a lot of money into it, and apparently it did really poorly.
You know, fighting over the radio. This guy likes hip hop, this guy likes country, and there's like smacking each other's hands, going like, no.
Is this probably a bad movie of the season?
I actually have no idea. We might have eclipsed it by 2 for all I know.
I don't know. Let's see. We started with Rumble in the Bronx was the last good one, right? So we did Money Plane, Christmas Story 2, Godzilla, number 23, Cutthroat Island, Morbius. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've done 6, so this is 7. And then the next one.
So we've got one.
Yeah.
So RIPD is the last of the season.
Yeah.
And then we have to decide what good blockbuster movie we're doing. I throw my hat in for Jurassic Park. But we'll see.
I was going to say Magic Mike for revenge.
I thought you were going to say Independence Day. I was going to smack you across the
street. Negative.
All right, so
another Jeff Goldblum movie, though.
Yeah.
All right, Rob, why don't you plug us?
I'm fine with Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Oh, my God. It's so good. All right, Rob, plug us. Throw it to Bob's last word.
www.theworstmovieevermade.com. That's where you can find us on streaming on all your podcast and music streaming apps. You can find us on YouTube every Sunday, where we do the video version of the show with the clips that you could see in high definition, 3D, 4K, all that good stuff. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram, and you can email us. We do trailers, we do polls, we interact with you guys. We delete YouTube comments that say our show's bad with no explanation as to why, so we can't improve our craft. Fuck you, Paulie, or whatever your name was. And then, Carl, yeah. So,
you know who he was, right? He was definitely the dude that made a username. The guy that you called out for singing Limp Bizkit over his washing machine.
Oh, is that guy?
Oh, I don't know, but it definitely was.
Alan, whatever. www.theworstmovieevermade.com. You can find all our stuff there. It's a Linktree account that has got all our. You can just click the thing with the logo that you're familiar with, and then it'll take you there, and we'll be there. Bob,
click the email and make fun of us, you cowards.
Cowards.
I was gonna say TitScope because
oh yeah,
broke. Yeah, because it broke. Yeah.
All right.
I'll see what I can do. I'm gonna take it to the Geek Squad. And see. Then I'll get that thing going again.
Call. All right. See you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.
I'm trying to blow O's with my vape and I can't. I'm not a good O blower. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye, Jessica.
Bye, Jelly Scoop.